and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sonia and I'd love it if you could subscribe, and if you're not already an existing subscriber, welcome back. So today's video is going to be my empties and products that came into my collection for January. I do also have some products that I'm going to be decluttering as well, because I'm trying to work through my collection, see what works for me this year and see what doesn't, and then just pass it along if it doesn't. I have so much in my collection that I don't need to be keeping everything, especially if it doesn't work for me. So I'm going to start with my empties, then I will talk about the products I'm going to be decluttering, and then we'll talk about the products that came into my collection in January. I'm hoping this is going to be a much shorter video than the last one I did, because even though some things have come in January, there isn't as much things that came in compared to December. So let's start with my empties. If you've never seen an empties video before, this is where people save their empty products to talk about on camera and let you know what they think about them. So I always categorise mine into makeup, skincare, body care and hair care, so I'm going to go and do that now, and then we'll talk about my empties for January. So I'm going to start with my makeup products. I do have some this month. I don't always have makeup empties every month, but I do have some this month to talk about. So the first one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. So I didn't have this in a project or anything, I was just using it outside of projects, mainly because I wanted to get this used up because it wasn't a favourite. This was very silicone-y, which just isn't my preference for primers. I think maybe my sister picked this up for me when she bought me like a full face of high streak makeup to try. It was either that or I did like a full face of e.l.f. I didn't love it. I didn't find it hydrating. I just found it really, really silicone-y. So it wouldn't be something I would get again, but I did completely finish it, and this was £9. That is one thing I am going to be incorporating into my empties. I'm going to tell you the value, and then at the end I'll make sure to put the total value for the month on the screen, because at the end of every year I always do an empties total to see how much value-wise I've finished in the year. The next one I have is the Wonder Beauty Mile High Club Volume and Lengthening Mascara. I liked this to begin with, but the more I used it, the more it felt like it went really clumpy and it made my eyelashes stick together, and I'm not a massive fan of that look personally. So I only keep my mascaras open for 3 months anyway, and this was getting close to 3 months, so I was quite happy to just say that this is done. I wouldn't get it again, mainly just because I didn't like the way that it made my lashes look, but this was £26 for this mascara. There are definitely other ones cheaper on the market that I would prefer to have compared to that one. And then the last makeup product I've got to talk about is this, and I'm so excited about this one. This was the Diego Della Palma lip liner. This was the lip liner I was using all last year. It was in my 22 in 2022, and I finished it. I know there looks like there's a little bit there, but I can't sharpen it anymore, and this is, every time I try to use it, it's just really scratchy, so I'm not going to use it. I'm quite happy to say that this is done. I'm so happy to have finished a lip liner. Majority of the work of finishing this was done last year anyway, but I'm so glad to have a lip liner out of my collection. This was a really nice lip liner, really enjoyed the colour of it, and this was £15.50. That's one less lip liner in my collection. I don't think I'm going to be finishing a lip liner this year, apart from this one. Would I go out and repurchase it? Most probably not, because I do prefer like the wind up lip liners compared to ones in pencils, because I find they're less scratchy. Okay, so now let's move on to skincare. I always have more skincare every month than I do anything else, and this month is no different. So the first thing I have is the Sensory Retreats Amore Eyes Self-Heating Eye Mask. This is the rose scent. I don't like rose scented things, but this isn't really overpowering of rose, so I can use it. These were actually given to me from my boyfriend for Christmas because I absolutely love these. If you ever have a headache, these are just so nice to wear. I used this last week because I had a really bad headache and I just wanted something that would help. It doesn't completely get rid of the headache, but it does help to soothe it, and I just absolutely love these. I will definitely repurchase more. This one, which is single use, is £3.95. If you buy them in a pack, it is a pack of 5, I believe, for £15, but usually if you go to their website you can usually get good deals like bundles, so you can get 3 for 2, etc. And also you can buy these off Sephora as well. My boyfriend said that's where he bought these. So yeah, absolutely love these. I will be getting more of those when I run out of the ones I have. The next thing I have is just this little foil packet. This one is the Arborian Skin Hero Bare Skin Perfect Hair. I only got one use out of this. This was in my throwback 30 for the Ten and Ben project. I didn't think it was anything to write home about. It wouldn't be something I feel like I would need to buy again. Another kind of smaller product that was in my travel skincare bag was the, I'm sure I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry, Ivole. I'm sure I've just completely said that wrong, I'm sorry. But this is the hydrating serum. This was really runny, extremely runny, and I wasn't a massive fan of the scent of this. I wouldn't get it again. And this cost £17.77 for just this little 10ml. I dare to even imagine how much a full size of this would be, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. The next thing I have is the Eve Lom capsules. So they did have capsules in here, and also there was a separate bag of capsules as well. I think you got about 14 capsules overall, and I completely used all of them up. I wouldn't get these again. They were okay to travel with, but I think I would much prefer to just take like a little mini micellar water or something like that, rather than capsules like this. And these were like oil capsules. This container and the capsules that came with it was £20, which I don't think is that bad value if you are looking for something like this. I used them all up. This was in my 50 Shades of Green, I believe. I've used them all up. I personally won't get them again, but I was happy to use them when I had them. The next thing I have is the Esper Triactive Regenerating Calming Cica Cleansing Balm. I did enjoy this. I tried to scrape out as much of it as I could. This smells like a spa. This whole Esper range is meant to be spa-like. I don't know whether they even maybe potentially sell them in spas, but I did enjoy this cleansing balm. However, I'm using a cleansing balm at the moment that is half the price of this, that I absolutely love. I can't believe how much I enjoy that cleansing balm. So I will most probably buy that over this, because this retails for £27.50, which I would pay that if it was something that I was absolutely in love with. But the one I'm using now it's a one from Soap and Glory. I absolutely love that one. I really, really do. So I'll mostly buy that one over this one because I know it's cheaper. But yeah, I did enjoy using that one. The next thing I have is the Monuskin Exfoliating Enzyme. So I do quite like this Monuskin brand. I think they also have like a Monu Spa brand, like a Monu Spa set of products from this brand as well. This was a different exfoliator to what I'm used to. This was quite smooth compared to like other exfoliators that I've used that usually have like little bits in them. I don't necessarily feel like I need an exfoliator in my routine. I have a bunch of them in my collection, so I'm using them, but I don't think I would go out and buy one. It could just be that I just haven't found one yet that I absolutely love, but it won't be something I would get again. It wasn't harsh on my skin, it didn't cause a reaction or anything, and I feel like at the moment my skin is super sensitive, but I wouldn't go out and get this again. And this retails for £30. And the last skincare product I finished in January is a constant repurchase for me. It's one of my favourite products, and it is the Garnier Ombre Soleil SPF 50. This retails for £8 and it is so good. I love this, and I also love the Ultra Sun one, but the Ultra Sun one, if you don't get it on a deal, I think is about £23, whereas this one's £8. So you'll see a bit later on that I have repurchased this just because it's just really easily accessible as well. I can go to any high street shop and buy this, whereas the Ultra Sun one I usually have to buy that online. But I do find the Ultra Sun one does last longer than this one. I'll constantly keep rebuying this because I really like it and it's really good value as well. Okay, so now let's move on to hair care. I only have one product this month that I finished, and it was the Faith in Nature Coconut and Shea Hair Mask. I'm so glad I have this done. I was not a massive fan of this at all. Firstly, I'm not a massive fan of coconut scented products. but I just wasn't a massive fan of this product in general. Like, I didn't like the way that it made my hair feel. I didn't like the texture of the hair mask, but I love the Garnier ones. The Garnier hair masks are my absolute favourite. I am going to be using a coconut one in that range. Like I said, I'm still not a massive fan of coconut, but I feel like if you do, I would definitely recommend getting the Garnier ones because they are my absolute favourite. This retails for £7. You can get the Garnier ones for even less. My recommendation would be to go and get the Garnier ones and skip on this one because I wasn't a massive fan of it. Okay, and now we're on to body, and I have two products in body. So the first product is the Weleda Rosemary Invigorating Bath Milk. I used this a lot when I wasn't feeling very well back in December. Well, pretty much for the last few months of last year, I felt like I was constantly unwell. But I used this in my bath when I wasn't feeling very well because this smells like Vicks Rub, and it was just really nice in the bath when you're not feeling very well. I wouldn't get this again though because I feel like it didn't last me that long. I think I only maybe got 4 or 5. It was either 4 or 5 uses out of this. It could be that maybe I used quite a lot of this in the bath, but it still didn't last me that long anyway, and this retails for £16.25. It just wouldn't be something I would get again. So the last product actually comes from a subscription box, and this is a fragrance subscription from the fragrance shop, and every month they send you a 8ml sample, I believe this is, for just over £12. I can't remember exactly how much. I'll make sure to put it on the screen. And the reason I wanted to go with this subscription was because I love perfumes, but some of them can get very, very expensive. And this subscription allows you to choose the more expensive perfumes as well as also some more affordable ones as well. There is so many perfumes on the website. And for December, because that was when I started this subscription, I chose the Caroline Herrera Good Girl perfume. This is one of my sister's favourite perfumes, so I wanted to give it a go and try it. And I got so many compliments when I wore this. It is a really, really, really nice scent. This to me is more like, you know, a date night, evening scent. It is really, really nice, but this is so expensive as a perfume. I think even for like the smaller 30ml, I think it could be like £60 plus. So I'm not sure whether I would get it again. I don't know. I feel like this is a maybe. A maybe because I did really like it, and like I said, I got a lot of compliments on it. But I'm really enjoying this subscription now, and I will show you the one I got for January in a bit. So yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I may get it again. Like I said, it's so expensive, that perfume. So expensive. Okay, so that is my empties. So on the screen now, I'll put the total for the month. I feel like I've done pretty well this month. Not a huge amount of products I've finished, but I'm happy with what I have finished. So now let's talk about the products I'm going to be decluttering from my collection. These won't go towards my empties values or anything like that. I just wanted to put them into this video so you can see what I'm getting rid of in my collection. I went through quite a lot of my highlighters and picked ones out I wanted to try. I tried them once to see what I thought to them again because I have tried some of these before. I tried them one more time to see what I thought, and I either kept them in my collection or I got rid of them. And I do also have some other products as well. So I'm just going to start with the highlighters because there's quite a few in here. The first one I have is this one from Illamasqua. This is the Beyond Powder Highlighter in Dirty. I don't know if you can see that there, but that's the name of it. And this is what it looks like. And this one's very deceiving because when I first opened this, I was like, oh, this definitely looks like the type of highlighter I wear. I like more icy highlights compared to like warmer highlights. But this is actually gold. This is a gold highlight. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see. I've tried to show it before and you can't see. This just doesn't suit me. It just doesn't. As much as I really, really want it to, it just doesn't. So I'd rather pass it along to someone because I've only maybe used this like once or twice. I'd rather pass it on to someone that might be able, that it will suit and will get more use out of it than me. So I'm going to pass that one along. One that I'm so sad to be decluttering is this one from Ciate. This one was in my Women Who Rock project, and this one is the Ciate highlight in Sunburst. This was such a beautiful highlight, and even though it was gold, it just seemed to like sink into the skin and just, it looked beautiful. However, I took this travelling with me and it smashed. and it just got everywhere. So I tried to repress it, and it just isn't the same anymore. It just sits right on the skin, and it doesn't look very nice. So I'm sad to say I'm going to be getting rid of this, and I think unfortunately I'm just going to have to put it into the bin, because I don't want to give this to someone when it used to be good and now it isn't. So that's a shame about that one, because I did really enjoy that one. One that has just annoyed me, if I'm honest, is this one. This is a liquid highlight, and this one's by Dominique Paul. It doesn't have a shade, it's just this colour here. I was going to try and make this work as a highlight to like go underneath my foundation. This is just too much for that. I tried it as a highlight, it just didn't work for me. The shade just isn't for me. And also this leaked absolutely everywhere. My little declutter bin, I didn't even realise it had leaked as well, so I don't know how much product I've lost from this. But yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of this. So I'm quite happy to say goodbye to that one. And then the last highlighter is this one from Revlon. This one is in Rose Glow. And I wasn't a massive fan of this one either. Again, I felt like a lot of these just sat on the top of my skin. Like the highlight I'm wearing today, that one, it like sinks into the skin and just looks natural, whereas with these, they just sit weird on my skin. And I could use this one as a blush, but I have so many blushes in my collection, like over 100 blushes. I don't need to be using this as a blush, because it is very, very shimmery, because it's meant to be a highlight. So I'm just going to pass this along to somebody else as well. They might be able to get better use out of it than me. I then have a couple of lip products. Two of them are completely new. The first one is a lip gloss from Larizzi, and it is in Desert Taupe, and this is what it looks like. I just know that this shade will not suit me. I've been trying to be a lot better and not just decluttering straight away, but this is completely new, and there's no point me trying it when I know that this shade just won't work for me, and I don't like the way that I look in that shade. So I'd rather pass it along to someone while it's completely new and not even been opened than me open it, try it once, and then I can't. And then I have this one from Beauty Bay. This one is in Freckle. So I have tried this formula before. I did like it to begin with, but it is so creamy that it just moves absolutely everywhere. But this again is just another shade that I just know won't work for me. And this is completely new, so I can pass it along to somebody else, knowing that I haven't touched it. And then the last lip product is this one from the Beauty Crop. This is a lip oil. I don't like the way that this lip oil looks on me. It's one of those pH balancing ones, and I just don't like the colour that it puts on my lips. It's like a really, really hot pink. I found that this also just dries out my lips as well, so I'm just going to get rid of that. I have other lip oils in my collection that don't do that, so I don't need that one. So the next one I have is this nail varnish. I haven't done my nails, by the way, you're going to have to ignore them. But this one is the Nails Ink nail varnish in Mayfair. I have so many colours like this in my collection, and I used this a few weeks ago to see what I thought to it, because I'm trying to work through my nail varnish collection as well and see what products I want to keep and what I don't. And this was just so thin. No matter how many coats I put of this on, it just felt like I could still see my nails underneath. And I have other colours like this that are a bit thicker in formula, so I'm just going to pass this one along to somebody else. And then last but no means least, I have an eyeshadow palette. I'm going to try and make a conscious effort this year to work through my eyeshadow collection and see what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. So this is my oldest eyeshadow palette in my collection, and it's the W7 Dusk Till Dawn palette. I wanted to try and make this work because it's a really, really beautiful colour story. It really is, but it just doesn't. The mattes are super, super patchy. The shimmers, they may as well not be shimmers. They barely come off on the eye. And I know that the formula of W7 is really, really good, so I think I've had this so long that I think the formula has just changed on it, unfortunately. I also have another W7 one that I need to try next that I bought at the same time, so potentially that may also be similar to this as well. It's a shame because it's a really beautiful colour story, but this unfortunately has to go in the bin because it just doesn't work. the same way as it did before. So that is everything I'm going to be decluttering. That looks like a huge amount, but compared to what I have in my collection, it really isn't. Anything that I can pass on to family and friends, I will, but there are some things, unfortunately, that do just have to go in the bin. Okay, so we're now on to the products that came into my collection. So if you're new to my channel, I do get subscription boxes, and I only get 2 subscription boxes now, like every month, and I get one every season. A lot of the products that come in are from my subscription boxes, but there are a few again this month that I did buy myself. I've tried to be better at not doing that, but I think one of them's been limited edition. The other one I'm so glad I bought, but we'll get to that. So yeah, I'm going to start with the ones from subscription boxes, then I'll talk about the ones that I have bought myself. Okay, so we're going to start with Discovered Beauty, and I think I kept everything this month from Discovered Beauty, apart from there was a free gift, and it was like one of those face rollers. I have so many of those, so I'm just going to pass that along to somebody else that may not have one of those. So Discovered Beauty is a subscription box that features small businesses, but it does also have some brands in there that you do know as well. But I just love this box because it introduces me to new brands, and I have found some products in this box that I absolutely love that I would purchase in the future. So the first one is this from Argani Care, I think it is, the castor oil leave-in conditioner for all hair types. I've only ever tried a leave-in conditioner once, and my hair did not like it. So I'm hoping my hair will like this one. It's a pretty good size. This is 400ml, so this will take forever to use. I will let you know what I think to it, but I've not tried anything from this brand before. I think everything that came in my Discovered Beauty, I don't think I've tried anything from the brands. The next thing is the Bundle of Organic Body Butter Cream. Another good size. I think everything that you get in Discovered Beauty is full size. This one is a 200ml, and I don't know if it's got a scent. Oh, that's interesting. I think you can put this on your skin and on your hair as well. I'll mostly just use this on my skin because I have plenty of hair products that will do what this will do. But yeah, that's good. I'm not usually a massive fan of multi-purpose products, but yeah, I will use that as a body butter. The next thing I have is the Aesthetically Perfect Skin. This is 20% vitamin C ceramide capsule serum. I do like little capsules like this with serum. I've tried the Elizabeth Arden, I believe that's the brand, capsules as well in like the little sample sizes, and I really enjoyed those. So I'm hoping these are going to be as good as this. I think it said that it gives you a 2 months supply of these to try. I mean, a 2 month supply is still £62, which is expensive. So I hope I don't love those, because they're expensive. And then the last thing that came in the Discovered Beauty was an eyeshadow palette, and this is from Profusion. I have heard a lot of people talk about Profusion, but I've never tried any of their products. And this one is the Peaceful Peony 5 shade palette. I mean, it looks like a really beautiful palette. I don't think I will use this shade in the middle, but I do think I will use the rest of them. So yeah, I was quite happy to keep that. And this is so affordable. This is £3.99 for this palette, which is really good. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but hopefully it's good, because then that's a good affordable option for people as well. Okay, now let's talk about Scent Addict. So this was the subscription I was talking about earlier. And when you first get it, it comes in a box like this, and you do get your little atomizer. Now, I chose pink because I love pink, but there is so many colours that you can choose from. And this is what it comes in, and then you just twist it up and you can spray it, and then you take it out and then you can put the new one in. I have been using this one that's in here. I don't usually use products that before I feature them in this video, but I wanted to use this. The one I got for January was the YSL Black Opium perfume. Guys, this smells absolutely incredible. I actually bought this perfume for my sister for Christmas because I know she's wanted to have it for a while, so I bought it for her. Again, another one that I think is definitely more like date night or evening, but this one just is so nice. I think if I had to choose though, I think I would prefer to get the Caroline Herrera one compared to this one. But still, I like them both. they're just both really expensive. So that was my January scent. I'm looking forward to my February one because you do have to choose the perfumes in advance, because otherwise you'll get the same perfume every month. So I've gone all the way up, I think, until like next year. Just trying all different perfumes. But I do now have a favourite perfume, and it is the Arizona Bloom from Floral Street. It's just, I absolutely love that one, and I get so many compliments as well when I wear that one. I just absolutely love it. So I'm so glad now that I found like my perfume, because I've been on the hunt for years to find it. But I'm still open to trying more perfumes. Okay, now the last subscription box I got in January was my Cohorted. It came a lot later than what it does usually, but it did come, and it was full of Ren products. So the first product in there was the Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic. Now, I think I kept everything from this box. I'm currently using a mini version of this, and I wanted to get it finished because this came in the box. This is a 250ml. I don't love this one as much as my Pixie Glow Tonic. That one I feel like works better for my skin than this one. But I will use this one, and I'm always running out of toners, so I'm always happy when I get a toner in a subscription box. The next thing I have is the Overnight Glow Dark Spot Sleeping Cream. So this was the sneak peek, and this is what it looks like. I don't actually have that many like overnight masks or like, you know, night creams and things like that, so I'm happy to have this. I haven't tried a huge amount from Ren. I feel like the stuff I have tried, I haven't been overly wowed by them, but I definitely have quite a few to try now. The next thing I have is the Clean Screen Mineral SPF, and this is SPF 30. I usually stick to the SPFs that I know, because I know they work for me and they work well under makeup, but I will give that a go. But it makes me nervous because this is a mattifying face sunscreen and I have dry skin, so we'll see how that will work. The next thing I have is the AHA Smart Renewal Body Serum. This one's Radiance, I think. Is the rest of them Radiance? Yes, I think the rest of the products might be Radiance apart from this one. I'd much prefer the Radiance one for that one personally, but yeah, I think this is the Radiance line. I don't know if they have any other lines from Ren. I'm assuming they do. Like I said, I kept all this stuff because I was happy to use all of the stuff. The next thing I have is the Glycol Lactic Radiance Renewal Mask. We'll see what I think to that. And then last but no means least, I do have this product already, but I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know whether I'll enjoy it or not. And if I do, then I've got a backup. If I don't, I can just pass this along to someone else. This is the Ren Brightening Dark Circle Eye Cream. Eye creams take me forever to use up. I haven't got around to trying the other one yet, but I wanted to keep it in case I do like it, and then I have one already available to use again. So that was everything from my subscription boxes in January. Now let's talk about the products I did buy. Now, I was so good for at least 2 to 3 weeks in January, and then I just saw these products and I wanted them in my collection, so I bought them. I mean, it's not that many, I do have to say, but yeah. Well, let's get on to them. So the first thing I bought myself was in the first couple of weeks in January, and I needed this because I needed a replacement because I didn't have one, and it was the Garnier Ombre Solaire SPF. I'm using this now. Like I said earlier, one of my favourites, and I needed a new one, so I picked that up. Then the other things here I definitely didn't need. So the first one I bought was from Fenty Beauty, and this was the Double Cheeked Up Cream Blush Duo. So I think this is limited edition. I think that's what sucked me into buying it. Also as well, the colours are beautiful, and I just love this blush formula. It's one of my favourite cream blush formulas. Did I need 2 other blushes? Absolutely not. But I mean, look, got loads of fingerprints on it, but such pretty packaging. And then these are the shades. I loved it. I saw it was on sale, and I didn't want to miss out on it because I do really like this formula. Picked that up. The shades are Peony, Dropper and Mali Booze. I'm really happy to have this, and I have no regrets. I have no regrets about any of them because I wanted them. So the next two I actually picked up with some Christmas vouchers that I had, and I bought two more things from the MAC Black Panther collection. I just absolutely love Black Panther. It's one of my favourite Marvel movies. And I already have a lipstick that I got from my nan at Christmas, but this shade is a little bit more everyday for me, and it's Story of Home. That's what the shade's called. So this is what the packaging looks like. And it looks like this. So it's like it's a nudie colour. Compared to the other one I have, I'll get it out for you if I can find it. So this is what it looks like. The other one I have. It's really, really beautiful, but this isn't like an everyday shade, whereas this one for me would be. So I picked that up. And then I also picked up one of the Love Me liquid lip colours in Show Off. I have never tried one of these formulas from MAC, so I wanted to give it a go. And I just thought it was a really, really pretty shade. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry, the ring light is really, really bright. Is that a little bit better? I just thought it was a really, really beautiful colour, and I'm looking forward to trying that. And then the last thing I bought, I have seen so many people talk about it, especially Misty. I've seen talk about this palette, and I also saw this palette in Ruth's collection videos, and I just felt like the universe was telling me, you need to buy it, Sonia. People keep mentioning it, and you keep wanting it and talking yourself out of it, and then you keep seeing it again. And I'm talking about the Glam Light Margarita palette. I'm so glad that this is in my collection now. And I'm so glad I picked it up when I did, because the website I bought this from, they now don't have this palette on their website. So I'm so glad I have it. Firstly, look at the packaging. How incredible is that packaging? I might just keep the packaging, to be honest, to like just have on display, because it's so fun. And then this is the palette. Oh my god, how amazing is this palette? I'm absolutely in love. I'm so glad I have it, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to use this palette. Sonia a few years ago would have never ever bought this palette because it had brighter colours in it, you know, and I was very much a neutral type of girl. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still am. My pinks and neutrals and things like that, but I'm in love with this, and I cannot wait to try it. And I know the Glam Light formula is I know some people absolutely love it, and I know some people don't, but yeah, I wanted to find out for myself, and that was the one palette I've wanted for a while. This was the only palette I put on my list to my boyfriend, but he was like, I'm not buying you makeup for Christmas because you already have so much of it. And he has a point, but I'm so glad I have that in my collection. So that is everything. This video is still 55 minutes long, so hopefully it's been edited down so it's not as long, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and it'd mean the absolute world to me if you could subscribe if you don't already. And until my next video, thank you for coming by. See you later.